Welcome into another edition of Locked On Eagles Squad Show. Harry Mays, Jason Martinez, Mark Farzetta. We're going to get into the possible sour grapes from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, as well as the ESPYs being dumb, except for when the Eagles win them. We'll talk about all that and more on this edition of Locked On Eagles Squad Show podcast.
Fly, Eagles, fly. It's the Eagles Squad, sponsored by Gametime. Everything Philadelphia Eagles every week. Covering all the big hits and game-changing plays from the city of brotherly love. The way only the Locked On Podcast Network can. Get ready and squad up. It's the Eagles Squad Show starting now.
Welcome into another edition of Locked On Eagles Squad Show. We got a lot to get into today. Now, I just want to say this. I mentioned the ESPYs there in the open, right? The cold open. I mentioned the ESPYs. I don't really watch the ESPYs. I don't really watch any award show whatsoever. I don't get it. I mean, every
you
once in a
watch
while,
the Tonys?
Yeah, I don't watch the Tony Awards. I don't really partake in any of that. I every once in a while enjoy a clip that goes viral of like Ricky Gervais like ripping into Hollywood's elite. I find that funny.
I like that.
Norm Macdonald back in the day, I watched
the
that.
OJ jokes.
100 times. Oh my God, 100 times. Shane Gillis, I will say this about Shane Gillis, a comedian who I do really like. I find very funny. Last night, it was all right. But the Norm Macdonald joke that he rolled out there, I thought it was a beautiful tribute to Norm Macdonald. However, I thought he used the wrong Norm Macdonald joke from his monologue in like 98 or 99, whenever he did that on the ESPYs. I'll tell you guys what that is a little bit later. But let me just get it out of the way. I don't really watch award shows. I don't really watch, Harry, to your point, we were talking before the show, I don't really watch that much ESPN anymore.
No.
Unless I got to watch a game or something. But when the Eagles get all the love, I do love that. Because how many times do we say national media, national this, national that? And to have it presented as Saquon Barkley is player of the year, Saquon Barkley play of the year, Eagles best team of the year, I'm going to relish in that moment and just say, finally, a night of just Philadelphia love. And it also helped that Shane Gillis ripped the Cowboys numerous times throughout the broadcast. That was also fun. But as a non-ESPY guy, if the Eagles win them and they look good and they get their flowers, they get their love, Harry, even that's a moment where I'm going to go, all right, I'll accept this. I'll take this one.
Well, I'm glad it did something for you because it does nothing. It does nothing for me either way. I don't really care what the national media says, positive or negative, about the Philadelphia Eagles, because to me, all that matters is what we say about the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's it. That's the bottom line. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less about Colin Cowherd or any of these other monkeys on national radio, TV, whatever it is. L. Duncan. I couldn't care less.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Jason?
I do like – I'm a little different. I'm coming a little different. I don't watch award shows either, but the thing that I like about it is that the Eagles won all of these categories, and it annoys everybody else in the country. You know,
does it?
Right.
Yeah,
I think it does.
Because everybody hates the Eagles, and they hate the fan base, and this fan base is voted the most annoying and worst and all this stuff. So any success that comes out of the Philadelphia sports media landscape is annoying and angers other fan bases, to which I say, good. Because I don't get caught up in all that, Colin Cowherd saying he talks out of both sides of his mouth for a living. Mm-hmm.
And he's on Fox now, by the way, anyway.
Yes.
So I don't even know why I brought him up, because you're talking about ESPN.
Are you going to talk about him and Michelle Beadle on Sports Nation? Yeah,
but all these guys, they say what's convenient that day for them to engagement farm.
Right.
So, but what we do know, with consistency, any adulation or success in Philadelphia sports annoys 98% of the other sports markets. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Here's something I'll add to it. If I said to you guys, all right, let's just take away the ESPYs for a second. Just take away the name, the ESPYs. If I were to tell you guys, you guys are going to believe this. Last night, there was a 3-hour show on ABC, and it was all about how the Eagles are awesome and the Cowboys suck. I'm going to watch that show. I'm at least going to That's basically what it was last night.
Plot line, right?
Right. It's a great plot line. Even the Tush Push had its own fake movie trailer. and it made fun of everyone else voting against the tush push. Like, you're right, Harry, look, I totally agree. This is dumb, blah, blah, blah. But what it turned into was a love fest for the Philadelphia Eagles, right, and the rating on the parade, of course, of the Dallas Cowboys. That was a great time. Normally, I don't give a damn. I'm not mentioning one word about it. But this was an infomercial for the Philadelphia Eagles for 3 hours, and then also not just ripping the Cowboys, but again, the people that voted against the tush push. How lame is that, I believe, was the line. What loser energy is that? I think that was also alluded to. Nick Sirianni, of course, being interviewed in the crowd by the host, Shane Gillis. I thought it was great. And there was two things last night. One has nothing to do with the Eagles, but there was two things last night that went, wait, am I enjoying this? One was watching the ESPYs. The other was the Sixers playing like a nice summer league game. Like, I actually watched that too, and I was like, damn, what kind of night am I having? This is
wow.
I'm enjoying both of these things.
Talk about a slow night in sports.
You had the exact opposite night that I had.
My goodness.
Would you have a conversation with Trent Klatt? What happened?
Yeah. Sean Bodine.
Oh my God!
No,
wow.
How's he doing?
Wow.
No, but I wasn't tuning into either of those things. But the thing is that is a good storyline. It is fun, and it is rare. You know, we just don't get that kind of thing happening in Philadelphia with so much positivity. And it's like you go into this, like, I want to hear that movie trailer. You got me intrigued. Like, they resurrect the great Don LaFontaine, Harry.
Yeah.
The guy who, of course, invented the phrase. Right. Yeah, the voice of God.
Yeah.
He was the first guy to go, in a world, the tush push. Yeah. You know, like, I got to hear, like, I want Don LaFontaine back to hear him say, the tush push is the greatest enemy. You know, that's fun to me.
Yeah. Nick Sirianni has a problem.
Now, do you think there would have been all this love had there been a different host? Because Gillis is from Pennsylvania. I don't know if is he an Eagles? I think he's from Central PA, Mechanicsburg. Sounds right.
Oh, okay.
But he went to Westchester, I think, for something. Westchester University, I think.
He went to West Point for a New York Minute,
right?
And then I think it was back, and he was in Westchester. He did work in a garage like the show Tires, and then he really started trying stand-up comedy, and obviously he exploded onto the scene.
Yeah.
But he was all Philly all the time last night. So again, if I'm just tuning in from another world and this show is on last night, I'm going, wow, this is a very pro Philadelphia Eagle. Is this show on every year? Like a 3-hour love fest? This is amazing. Oh, what is this called? The ESPYs? Oh, I thought that was supposed to be terrible. Okay, whatever. The movie trailer I recommend.
Elon University, and then went to Westchester, graduated from Westchester with a degree in history.
Okay. All right. So he did go to Westchester, and my information was correct.
Yeah, you got good info there, Harry.
So he's probably an Eagle fan.
He is. Oh, he absolutely is.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
This side of Harrisburg, he's likely an Eagle fan. Other side of Harrisburg is likely a Steeler fan.
Like, if it was a different host, maybe they don't do any of the cowboy bashing and the the Eagle loving. So thank goodness for Shane Gillis.
Not that I want to go down the rabbit hole, but he mentioned being from the Midwest at one point, and I was like, dude, middle of the state. I know to a lot of people in Philadelphia might be the Midwest, but it's not. Like, the Midwest to me begins at like Ohio. Like, that's where I draw the line personally.
I'm going Missouri.
Kansas.
I'm going Missouri from
Midwest. You going Missouri? So anyway, love fest for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he definitely.
That's good booking by ESPN, though. When you're going to have an ESPY award show that's going to be a lot about the Eagles and their successes, you don't get a guy that's a Cowboy fan to be the host. You got to go you got to be authentic, and you could have got either him or Bradley Cooper.
Well, I mean, was Kevin Hart not available? Because typically, Kevin Hart would have been a great host for that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
They probably didn't want to spend the money to bring him in.
Yeah.
But you're right. He would have been good at that as well.
Yeah. So if you missed it, 3-hour love fest on the Eagles last night was on Basic. It was on ABC.
Basic TV
throughout the nation.
I heard that.
Yeah. How about that?
It's probably available on the ESPN Plus app now. You could probably go back and watch it if you missed it.
You can, Harry.
Maybe Hulu.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on there.
Yeah, I appreciate you
Probably.
giving me that information that I can go
Yeah.
back and watch something I didn't want to watch when it was
ESPN
live
Plus.
when nothing else was on.
Right. That's the slowest night in sports, though. The
Still
night
working.
after
That's
the
why they do
All-Star
it.
game. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why they do it.
I remember that
remember.
that day as a sports talk radio host because it's the first day you ask to be off
Yeah,
the
exactly.
entire week.
Yes.
Slowest night day in sports.
Can I have the entire month of July off, please, Mr.
Yeah.
Nahagian?
Maybe
I got the wrong guy.
He texted me this morning. Actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he say?
How's he doing?
I see you're having some ups and downs in your recovery. I want to check in on you.
I love it. Well, that's
Enjoy
Good
the
good.
experience
Dunkin'
with
Donuts,
the man.
Harry.
That's good. He's asking you how
Checking
you
in
doing.
on me.
Yeah, it's nice, Sam.
Cancer. Sheesh. Unreal.
Well, what do you make of this C.J. Gardner-Johnson
Thank you.
thing? How about that?
Let's go for a
That was-
pivot.
That was
Yeah.
a great segue. That was, I mean, it's sour grapes. Here's now the story on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is he told the pivot, speaking of the pivot, he told Ryan Clark that the Eagles did not want a competitor. That's why he's not there. They didn't want a real competitor. He referenced getting thrown out of the game against the Commanders. He referenced a little kerfluffle, if you will, going a little too hard in practice.
At practice, yeah.
And he said, if we're going live, right?
Right.
But
He's still your
really-
teammates, brother.
Yeah, right. But really, gentlemen, what I feel this all boils down to is Vic Fangio. And Vic Fangio's phrase, I was fine with that, or I was fine with it. And that is in reference to when Vic Fangio addressed the media at minicamp, and he was asked about, hey, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's not here anymore. What did you make of the move? And he said, that was a cap decision. I was fine with it. And just brushed it off like that. Now, this is where I like to take people that are not professional athletes and just your everyday Joe or Joanne and the person that works in any environment, and you hear after you leave your boss talk about you like that. Very dismissive, as if it meant nothing, as if there was no impact. How are you going to feel about that, especially when you just helped them get to the highest point you could possibly get to in that line of work? And you hear them go, yeah, it was a money thing. I was fine with it. Not, hey, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Exactly. What a player. Sad to see him go because of what a great player he was and how intense he was. You need that intensity. Sorry to see him go, but, this is a business ultimately. Something like that. Now, Vic Fangio, I will say, is incapable of coach speak. He will flat out tell you, I'm not going to go down that avenue like he did with how Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter stays in shape. I'm going to plead the fifth on that. Like, that's what he says. So he won't lie to you. So when he is just answering the question, it's how he really feels. So hearing him talk about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson like that, Jason, made me go, oh, yeah, he didn't care for him being here even a little bit. And that's what CJGJ heard at the same time.
Yeah, and obviously CJGJ is going to hear it in a way that's even more offensive to him and minimizing of him, which I get. That's the alpha athletes, they're used to having people, fawn over them. But Vic Fangio is a guy that's not going to give you fluff. And Vic Fangio can't worry about that because he's a guy that's worried about the guys that are here now and how they move forward. These coaches are like hyper obsessed about the next thing. They enjoy victory for a solid 90 seconds and no more because it's about the next one. That's just the way they're wired, And so he doesn't have time to be offering this guy fluff and platitudes and all that stuff. He's got to be worried about the guys that are here and can help with the next competition that they have. So I get why he's a little salty about it. You'd like to hear your former positional coach or your defensive coordinator say, yeah, he contributed a lot and he's going to be a loss that we're going to have to overcome. But Vic Fangio just doesn't operate that. He's old school. There's guys like Nick Saban. Would he ever do that? Like when a guy leaves, unless he's trying to help that kid get recruited so it helps him recruit easier in the future. Yeah. Like those guys are all about. No,
they're worried about the guys they got in their room right now.
Right now. Yeah. John Tortorella would never do something like that. Andy Reid is a guy that may do something like that, even though he's still a great coach because he was just, he's going to be a big loss for us. And he would use it to motivate a guy here now. Mm-hmm. There's always an ulterior motive.
I mean, I'm reading this. CJGJ indicated that teammates never had a problem with his competitive approach, but the coaches and the front office executives have. Really?
I think
What
he's
coach,
creating
what
something.
coach has a problem with a competitive player?
Never.
It's,
Right.
it's nonsense.
Here's the other thing,
This guy
because this
competes too
conversation,
hard.
Yeah.
well, this conversation started up a year ago when he came back to Philadelphia, and
Right.
people were like, "Well, do they really like his attitude?" And I'm like, "They brought him back.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Right,
They,
yeah.
they knew what they were getting the first time. He wasn't quiet. The
No.
Eagles certainly do their homework. He
Yeah.
ran his mouth all the time. When he came here to Philadelphia the first time from New Orleans,
That's what he
people were like,
does.
who talks more, Darius Slay or
Right.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? Who
Right.
talks more, CJGJ or Brandon Graham? It was
Yeah.
like that was like we all knew about it. We all knew the
Right.
competitive nature of this guy.
Yeah, they weren't
They had him
surprised.
for
It
years.
wasn't like
Yeah,
he just became that guy when he came
No.
back to the Eagles.
exactly. So they knew what
Right.
they were buying. That which brings me back to Fangio.
Yeah.
The only and look, he also Chauncey Gardner-Johnson originally, let's not forget, when this first happened and the video of him on the phone with Howie about we got to pay the young guys, we love you, we got to pay the young guys, see you later, we're trading it, okay, fine. He gets it. He was cool. Remember that.
Right.
He was even putting out a video of him working out in an Eagles t-shirt, which some people did a cartwheel over, whatever. It's what he had. Nothing came out negative until after Vic Fangio said, "Yeah, I was fine with it." Like it was nothing. That's what this is what this is 100% about. It's got nothing to do with his attitude. It's got nothing to do with how he practiced. It's got nothing to do with getting thrown out of a Commanders game. This is all in his head, and I'm sure that after he was traded, a bunch of things ran through his mind, and it's like, you know what? It's cool. It's still a business. Boils down to it. The minute he heard his talent and ability being dismissed by the big boss Fangio, that's when he started being sour grapes about his time with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, I think you can have look, first of all, a coach, things you'll never hear a coach saying that guy competes too hard.
Right.
No coach said that ever.
Right.
Right.
But you can have a guy like that or two that treat practice like it is the Super Bowl. You can't have a team of that because it'll get out of control. But it's good to have a guy or two like that. And sometimes that can be the guy that gets pointed to in meetings, when the team is sliding a little bit or the intensity is not up high enough. It serves its purpose. And a guy that does compete like that is more sensitive to having his talent and contribution minimized.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. So it probably it hurt him more than it would hurt a Lane Johnson, although
Yeah.
I never say that about Lane Johnson.
Right.
Because you don't move on from guys like Lane Johnson.
I like these guys that talk a lot, though, as long as they can back it up on the field. And CJ found the ball, man. He had 6 interceptions both times with the Eagles. So
He's
it's
consequential, right?
Yeah, exactly. He makes big plays. He
Yep.
finds the ball. I mean, so we'll see what they get out of that position this year. And maybe
We may miss him this year.
Maybe it ends up being the wrong move. Too, but they didn't get rid of him because he's too competitive. That's
No, I do
ridiculous.
believe it had. Here's where he can have a gripe. If they sign another safety that is going to be making somewhat top dollar, and I know I've been banging the drum
your
for
boy.
Justin Simmons. Yeah, I know. But he's not going to sign for more than what, like $7 million, $8 million? I don't see him signing for anything. I think even that would be extravagant for him. If they end up signing another big name safety for big money, then I could understand him having a gripe. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who have they replaced him with at safety to this point? A second round pick?
Yeah.
Sidney Brown? No, they haven't replaced him. They're even talking about Cooper DeJean possibly playing that position.
Yeah, right.
So whatever they have told him, whatever they told him at the end of the year during that phone call has still rung true to this point. So again, I go back to the sour grapes point with him. It's definitely not about being a competitor. And Jason, to your point, I think it's a great point. If you're always at that level, if you're always Game 7, playoff, Super Bowl level, whatever, in any sport, and there's other people around you that aren't doing it, then you absolutely look down on those guys. And then for you to be outed in a negative way when you're given 110% all the time, and that being taken as a negative, that is extra hurtful. Wait a minute. I'm playing at the bar you're always supposed to be playing at, the level you're always supposed to be playing at, and you're going to hold that against me? That I'm taking it so serious? Like, I don't think so, man.
Seems odd to me.
Yeah.
It does. It seems odd. It seems contradictory to me in a big way. Who'd they replace him with? A question mark is who they replaced him with.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I
we
never
still
like
don't know.
replacing a known commodity with a question mark.
TBD.
Yeah, to be determined. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like a Temple football game in November. What time is it? TBD. We don't know yet.
And why did you have to do that? Like,
Because I always
take a
dealt
shot.
with it in scheduling,
where
Harry.
did that come from?
Why you gotta take a shot, man?
Huh?
Why you gotta
No,
take a shot?
it's not a
What-
shot
I
against
mean,
them.
it's
It's
really, that's an unsolicited shot. Like, I don't
shrapnel I
understand
threw?
that. Yeah.
No,
I'm getting
now
ready
I
for
feel-
college football, Harry.
Okay, he's getting
I'm
pumped
just trying
up.
to get into. I'm trying to get my intensity level like CJGJ up.
Yeah, did you see that goodie box they sent John Gruden from Temple
I
football?
did.
I
Did you
did
see
see
him
that.
open that up? How
How
great
about
was that?
How did he
That was a
fawn
nice
over
little-
that?
Dude, he rattled off 50 names of former Temple athletes. Man, that guy knows his stuff.
Freak, dude. He's a.
Let me tell you,
freak,
I like
man.
this guy here ran that spider wide 874, whatever the hell
He
it was.
Tell you
played
what,
for
man,
me.
this spider 2 wide banana on
He
Broad
played
Street.
for me with the Raiders, man. Oh,
Yeah.
it was
He's
like 8
awesome.
minutes long. I watched the whole thing.
He ran back a punt once in the preseason for. I'll never forget that. Guy.
Yeah, dude, he's got a memory like almost like McVay.
Yeah, McVay's
Sean
like
McVay.
I just want to stress
McVay's like Rain Man.
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
John
everything.
Gruden is John Gruden if he never left Wisconsin. That's my John Gruden impression. That's how terrible. it
I'll
is.
tell you what, man.
Yeah.
I go back and watch
That's
those
more-
old John Gruden QB, whatever they were,
QB, yeah,
Academy or whatever.
yeah, I think it was
QB room
Academy
or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
I love it. I'll tell you what, Andrew Luck. Like that one is a. You want to go down a rabbit hole? Go
You
to
remember
watch
the one
Andrew
with
Luck.
Wentz? You remember
That was
he
great.
did one with Wentz,
Yeah.
and he said, "I need you to be a two-handed monster," meaning
Yeah.
like hold on to the ball with two hands
How
until
right
you
was
throw
he?
it. And he'd have those styrofoam noodles, and he
Yeah.
was like
Yes.
whacking him in
Whipping
the
it at him.
hand with it.
Yeah.
He never did one with Jalen Hurts though, did he?
No.
I would have
Disrespect.
seen that one.
That's disrespect. Gruden
Yeah.
is disrespecting Jalen Hurts.
well, Gruden
You know
was
why?
on the sideline at the time.
Why?
I'll tell you
Well,
what.
Jalen didn't need it. Jalen just didn't need it. Man. He already got it, man. He already got it.
Did he
Jalen-
win an award last night at the ESPYs, Jalen Hurts? Did
No,
he get
but-
respect?
No, he didn't win anything individually.
Ah,
Saquon
see?
Barkley did.
They slighted him.
They
So-
said, why?
Saquon
why
was
does
the male
ESPN hate
athlete
him?
of the year.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that?
Saquon was the male athlete of the year.
Yes, he was.
Rightfully
Okay.
so. Rightfully.
Rightfully so. Absolutely.
So. I mean, the guy
Yeah.
and play of the year. Like, can you think of another play that's even close to the reverse leap?
Oh,
I
against the
mean,
Jaguars?
I mean, I mean that was just.
Yeah.
I still watch that and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
The only thing, it was against the Jaguars. Wouldn't it have been so much better if it was
as your
against the
NFL
Cowboys?
Well,
Well, yeah.
if you remember, the Eagles barely won that game thanks to
Yeah, that's right.
That was like the last Sirianni.
call.
What are you doing? Game.
Yeah.
I will say though, Jordan Mailata. Last thing I'll say on the ESPYs, gentlemen. Jordan Mailata accepted the award for Saquon Barkley for best play, and he said, and I love what he had to say. He goes, "Saquon's such a team guy that he would have thanked the team for his ability to have a 41-inch vertical to leap over another human being." And it's
Yeah.
like, obviously, we have nothing to do with that, but
Backwards.
that's the type of guy Saquon is.
Yeah.
Right, backwards, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Blindfolded, as a matter of fact, I believe.
Now, did Mailata sing? Did he do any songs?
No.
Break
You
out
know
the
what was-
ukulele.
What was interesting was he was on with Kevin Nagandi
Okay.
before. Oh God, I watched way too much of this. He was on with who I love, Kevin Nagandi. Speaking of Temple, Kevin Nagandi,
yeah.
my man.
Yeah.
Kevin Nagandi tried to tee him up for singing, and Jordan Mailata shot him down.
Ooh.
Wow.
He was like, "Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that. I haven't warmed up the pipes. Plus, you got to pay for that." And I was like, "Oh damn, Jordan!"
I saw him
just
singing with.
shot that down, man.
He sang for one of the country music artists that came. Was it Zach Brown? The Zach
No.
Brown band. They came in and they were
Was it-
backstage, or was it like Kenny Chesney or something like that?
It might. I forget what
No.
concert that was at.
It was pretty recent.
Was it Zach Bryan?
To
It
me,
might have
all
been Zach
country
Bryan.
music people are
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney.
Yeah,
I think.
and he was
wrong
singing
person
for him. And the guy dude was like, Zach Bryan was like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that."
I want to say it was the guy that did the national anthem that one time, and it was awesome. I don't know.
Oh, the real rugged dude.
Billy Ray Cyrus. I have no idea. I'm sorry.
No, definitely not Billy Ray
Cyrus. Jesus. Wow.
Miss Guzzi. I don't know. But to put a bow on the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson story, gentlemen, this is just sour grapes. This is a very difficult thing for a lot of fans to deal with, the fact that he's not here. I still have a hard time accepting it from an Eagles perspective, other than, yeah, sure, they got to pay people. But I believe the reason it's so difficult for people to let this go is Chauncey keeps dropping quarters in it. He'll say something, Harry, to your point. He'll always be talking. And the other thing is they haven't replaced him. And you can't have more proof in the pudding than a guy is here, you go to the Super Bowl. He leaves, epic collapse. He comes back, you win the Super Bowl, and all the while, 12 interceptions.
Yeah.
That's kind of proof in the pudding if I've ever seen it.
And again, you don't have like the natural replacement. Now we get into camp next week and we start to see, not that we're going to see anything of relevant value in the preseason. We know that, but people will take it if somebody steps up and plays well in these meaningless preseason games. He starts to fade a little bit, but if somebody struggles, he starts to kind of come up again, and you start to go, okay, was this the right thing to do? It'll all play out slowly. And we're in this period right now where nothing has happened for 5 weeks, like in the NFL. So
nothing bad has happened either. So that's a good thing.
Right.
Nothing is good because you need nothing to happen right now for the team's sake. But from a talking head standpoint, everything gets boosted if something, even the littlest thing happens. It gets accentuated.
Yeah, Mailata sang Tennessee Whiskey for Chris Stapleton backstage.
He
was backstage at the George Strait concert at the Link, and Chris Stapleton was there, and he sang it for him, like backstage. So that was that. And I got a question: are we going to have to now do postcasts for the preseason games?
I imagine so. Yeah.
We didn't last year.
No, because we didn't start until the regular season.
Right.
So I imagine we will, though. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Fork check, back check, paycheck,
that means I'm going to have to watch them?
Well,
I'll go back because I vaguely remember doing one or two. I don't want to just put that I don't want to put that out in the open. Yeah.
Did you do it for Philly's preseason?
Yeah, were you doing spring training games?
I'll tell you, gentlemen, as someone who just took over Locked On 76ers with Keith Pompey, he and I do the Locked On
Summer League.
We're doing Summer League shorts.
Are you?
We're doing Summer League.
How short?
Oh, so that's why you were watching that game last night.
Oh God, yeah.
Now it makes sense.
Anyway.
No, Harry, I'm just really diligent about my Sixers fandom. What are you kidding me?
How long is this short?
60 seconds.
Oh, that's short. All right.
Good. I can do a 60-second show after an Eagles.
But that's Summer League basketball.
Yeah, right.
Might I remind you, we're doing an hour podcast twice a week on the Eagles who aren't playing.
Right.
That's a good point.
Just saying.
Yeah.
We see the ball on the mitt here at Locked On. Okay?
Uh-oh. Jeremy Van Sciver says he wants post-game analysis from all the preseason games. He's calling me out.
There you go.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, he's calling you out, Harry. We nominate you to do that as well.
How about we do it at halftime and just call it a day? Because nobody watches the second half of these preseason games.
Yeah. What time are these games, too?
They're usually like 7 o'clock.
Yeah. See, I don't need to be doing 11:30.
I know.
Programs.
I feel like whoa. I think they got a 1 o'clock. I think they got a 1 o'clock.
They do have the second one Saturday, August 16th at 1 p.m. at home against Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Boys, look at that.
Is that going to interfere with the Temple football practice schedule?
No,
Harry?
it's going to interfere with my golf. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Wow.
All right.
1 o'clock on a Saturday in August. I'm watching the Cleveland Browns. Are you serious?
When we come back, over-unders for Jalen Hurts, and we'll also talk about these Eagles wide receivers as well. That's when we return. This is Locked On Eagles Squad Show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. And hey, let me tell you about FanDuel. Speaking of over-unders, get in on all the action on FanDuel. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, Harry, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on a game while your friends are getting sunburned on the beach. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. It's easy to use, fast payouts, which is the best, and makes every regular season game feel like a must-watch event. While I'm placing a same-game parlay or I'm watching a bet roll into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it so much more exciting and so much easier to be a part of the action. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Once again, if you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5, and if it hits, you get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. Jalen Hurts, last year, gentlemen, missed a couple of games, unfortunately, towards the end of the season, and then I was able to help ride Saquon Barkley into the Super Bowl before Jalen Hurts got the Super Bowl MVP. But overall, last year, Harry, Jason, his numbers, just under 3,000 passing yards, 2,903, 18 touchdown passes, just 5 interceptions in 15 games played. Sacked a career high, tied for a career high 38 times with a career high passer rating of 103.7. Harry, I believe you have some betting numbers for us here when it comes to over-under on Jalen Hurts for the upcoming season.
Yeah, the total yards passing prop for Jalen Hurts is 3,200.5 yards. Now, if you think about that, that's probably where he would have been around had he played the final 2 games of the season last year, which he obviously missed. So they're sort of saying it's kind of flat, like from year to year. 19 touchdowns. You mentioned he had 18 last year. 9 interceptions is the prop, which is concerning. Last year he only threw 5, and only one of them was after week 5, after the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good with the football, taking care of the ball. We talked about that on one of the shows in the previous weeks. But they have 9 interceptions, actually 9.5. I'm seeing on 20.5 touchdowns, 9.5 interceptions on one book. The others is 19 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. That's interesting.
I think these are good numbers that they're setting because whoever came up with these numbers is educated. They're going to throw the ball more. They can't run Saquon like they did last year.
Yes.
Right.
So that's going to put the ball in peril a little bit more.
Right.
Although I do like the under on the 9.5 interceptions. I think he protects the ball and doesn't put it in danger.
Yeah.
The question is he going to play 17 games? Because is he going to be in a position where he's either hurt or they don't need him?
They're also favored to win the Super Bowl, so you got to figure they're favored to win the division by a couple of games. He'll probably be benched for at least one of the games at the end of the year. You got to figure it, right?
That affects your total yards and touchdown number in a big way.
See, Jason, you and I are along the same way of thinking here. If I had to choose 3,200 yards, Harry,
I'm going over.
I'm over.
Yeah.
If I had to
They're going to
choose
chuck it. Yeah.
20 plus touchdowns, I'm going over. If I had to choose 10 or more interceptions, unfortunately, I'm going over. Because even 12 interceptions is not an atrocious year in the modern NFL.
Mm-hmm. Not if you throw 25 touchdowns, it's not.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right.
But the bottom line for me is the factors that go into this. There's threefold, I think. Saquon, not going to use them to the same capacity that you used him last year. The numbers for him will go down as far as attempts go. Hey, I hope his yards go up somehow magically with less attempts, where he's breaking off more 70-yard runs, 80-yard runs. I hope that's the case. But I think they use him less. They lean on the passing game a little bit more, so the numbers go up there. That comes down to Kevin Patullo calling those plays and making sure that they get implemented when they get used, or they actually get used. The other is Dallas Goedert is in the final year of a deal.
Right.
He's in a contract year.
Yep.
Now, we'll talk about receivers numbers in a second, but I think Dallas Goedert factors into this more so. Now, I know a lot of people are going to look at it and go, well, he's always injured. Well, if there's ever a year to fight through something, this is going to be that year, because if the Eagles win a Super Bowl, another Super Bowl, and Dallas Goedert has 1,000+ yards on the season and he's got like 8 touchdowns, you're talking about a 2-time Super Bowl champion tight end who can block better than anybody, or excuse me, as good as any tight end in the NFL, if not the best, and can catch passes and show that he stays healthy if that happens this year. Then you're talking about another jump up for him as well, and Jalen Hurts leaning on him. And he has been a safety net for Jalen Hurts. When he doesn't want to check down to a run with Saquon Barkley, he checks down to that little crossing pattern, that stick nod, that rub route to his tight end, in most cases Dallas Goedert. So
Right.
for me, I think that's another reason you see those passing numbers go up. So I'm a clean sweep, over, and over for Jalen Hurts.
That's interesting. And
I just worry about the games missed. That's the only thing I worry about. That over. It's the only. I think last year, 18 touchdowns last year. That's an anomaly because Saquon was just such an absolute home run threat. I think that's a low number because of that.
Plus, he had so many rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, how many rushing
Hurts.
touchdowns did he have last year?
He had a ton.
Yeah, he did. I'm looking now. Last year, he ended up with 14
rushing touchdowns.
Jeez.
Yeah, think about that.
That's absurd.
How many times were they at at the 1 yard line, and instead of giving it to Saquon, it was just Jalen Hurts, punching it in.
Push.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the 3.5. Didn't matter. Yeah, 14 rushing touchdowns, and they're not your standard like quarterbacks in shotgun and it's a design rollout run. No, those are power runs. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, like tush pushes.
Yeah, the over-under for rushing touchdowns this year is 12.5 for him.
That might be an under.
12.5. You're going under.
The most he ever had was 15 in 2023. He's had 3, 10, 13, 15, 14 last year. He's got 55 rushing touchdowns
in his career.
5 years in the NFL.
That's
I'm
11,
going under.
That's 11 a year. You're going under there?
Yeah,
if I'm over in the passing game so much, then I can't take the
You got to
under.
take it from somewhere.
I probably would go under as well.
Yeah, I think that might be an under.
Yeah.
Those are remarkable rushing touchdown numbers for a guy 5 years into his career.
I know.
A quarterback. Jeez.
Yep.
His longest rushing touchdown run is 42 yards in his career, 35 yards last year.
How many rushing yards did he have last year? Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah, 630.
All right. Well, the over-under is 600.5 for this year.
I think that might be over. I think because he's going to be dropping back more. And he's not going to be handing the ball off, I don't think, as much. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going under.
You're going under,
Kevin Petula is such a big part of this, isn't he?
Yeah.
How they design this offense this year to kind of keep teams off the scent is going to be interesting.
Yeah. But I know we're going to do the
600. He did 630 last year in 15 games. Not say he's going to play 17. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It's hard.
I'd probably go under.
Yeah, I look at this season, and we've talked about it many times. I know we'll talk about it 1,000 more times as well. The biggest ask of Kevin Petullo this year is how do you get the passing game more involved? Now, I want to be clear on this. The best weapon in the NFL is Saquon Barkley behind this offensive line. I've made a comparison a million times about growing up in the era of, if Barry Sanders had the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, then what would he do? This is that. This is as close to that. So I'm not saying ignore that. I'm not saying don't run Saquon. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying just make sure he's as fresh as possible, because 482 touches one season for Saquon like he had last year is a lot. It's a historic number. So anybody other than Superman himself, who, by the way, is from Philly now, in case you guys didn't see that.
Did you see that too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't see the movie yet. But the actor's from Philly. Yeah, the actor's.
Oh, he is. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. He's a big Birds fan, man. Big Birds fan. Superman says go.
Everything in the world is coming up Eagles now.
Yeah, we've taken over the world.
Crazy.
Man. Taking over the world. Go Birds. So use Saquon, yes, but lean on the pass. I'm not asking for Jalen Hurts to throw for 4,500 yards. I don't want him to be the last in pass attempts. I don't want the Eagles to be last in pass attempts. I don't want him to be bottom 3, 4, 5 in pass attempts. Give me a middle of the road passing attack. And if you're in terms of the way you lean on them, passing attempts and all that, you do that. And I think that is the perfect mix of what you have with your Dallas Goedert, your Devontae Smith, and your Jalen Hurts to AJ Brown.
Yeah.
That to me, I think would be the perfect mix of using what you have in the passing game and still being able to, in case of emergency, break the glass that is Saquon Barkley right behind it.
Just the threat of Saquon, because you do have the recency of what he did last season. Just the fact that he's lined up back there is a problem for teams. It really is, because like, oh my God, like this guy can just make us all look so foolish, so quick, and chunk out a 72-yard touchdown run at any given time.
Yeah.
That just him being back there has such an impact. even if he's not getting the ball or having success in the game, like Barry Sanders. Like you'd watch Barry, and at halftime he'd have 7 yards on 11 carries, and then he'd
bust an 80-yarder in the third quarter.
At the end of the game, he'd have 130 on 19 carries, and it would happen all the time. He'd be bottled up all day, and then all of a sudden, boom. And the threat of him was the problem. Like he was a problem because you just never knew when it was going to happen. Saquon's very similar.
I was at the game when Barry Sanders ran with one shoe,
like
85 yards. It was against Tampa, and I was living in Tampa at the time. I went to the game.
Oh, wow.
It was unbelievable. Yeah.
How did
I remember when
he
lost that.
He lost his shoe in the backfield.
Stripping a tackle.
Just took
too
off.
fast.
Yeah.
Cut himself out of his own shoes.
Yeah. Yes.
Who was the Tampa quarterback then, Harry? Was that Vinny Testaverde?
No.
Or was
no.
that
Good. I think it might have been
Walsh?
Erickson or Walsh. Might have been Walsh.
Yeah, it might have been Walsh.
Yeah.
Another University of Miami product.
One of those Miami guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Coming up, we are going to get into the receivers. I also want to get one more point in here when it comes to Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and how this all comes together. And it has everything to do with last year's Super Bowl victory for the Eagles. Talk about that in a second when we return. This is Locked On Eagles Squad Show. And just like that, we're back. Fellas, if you're a defensive coordinator, how much have you been dissecting the Eagles' win over the Kansas City Chiefs? Because the Kansas City Chiefs did exactly what, Jason, I think you're alluding to when it comes to every other team and what they're going to be doing against the Eagles in the upcoming season. Trying to take away Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And the biggest question going into that Super Bowl really throughout the season was, if a team takes away Saquon, how does Jalen Hurts respond? Well, they responded rather well in the Super Bowl of all
Beautifully.
places. Yeah. So Jalen summed it up well in the offseason when I think it was after minicamp. He said, well, hey, teams are going to be scheming for Saquon. What do you do? And he goes, well, pick your poison. And it was something that,
Here's AJ Brown.
Few words.
Number one.
Yeah. Few words, but it got the point across greatly. Like, go ahead. You want to load up the box? You want to be concentrating on stopping Saquon Barkley?
Yeah.
Because you think I can't beat you either? I'm going to beat you. And guess who else is going to beat you? A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert.
We're going to pop the top off the defense, as they like to say, and go over the top to Devontae Smith with that great speed and tracking balls. Like, think about the catch that he had in the Super Bowl. I mean, come on.
Oh, the dagger.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, how many phone calls do you think Spags has taken over the offseason from other coaches around the league that are on the Eagles' schedule? Like, namely, the guys in the division.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have to face him twice.
He's taken as many calls from coaches in the division as he has from Gargano.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. You should expect.
Go get Jen.
We got to get Jen. The whole thing. No, it's funny. No, it's not.
I very much look forward to seeing how teams game plan against this, because another reason that we're going into this, like we were talking about with the overs for Jalen Hurts that we didn't mention, was it's not just the fact that the Eagles need to rely more on the passing game. It's that I think teams are going to force them more into the passing game. That's a point we didn't even bring up. Like, you're going to look at exactly what Steve Spagnuolo did in the Super Bowl and went, okay, we obviously know that they're trying to stop the guy in the backfield. Number 27. Or number 26. How do we stop the other guy in the backfield from throwing? Now, how do we combine this so we're not exposed in one extreme or the other?
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Look, as a defensive guy in any sport, whether it's in basketball, in hockey, or in football, you go, I'm going to take this away, and if they beat me with this, so be it. But I got to take this away. So you have to pick what you want to take away. In basketball, you go, okay, we gotta take away Jordan. If Pippen beats us, okay, but that is less likely than if we just let Jordan. If Jordan runs wild and we try and treat everybody equal. Same thing in hockey. You try to take certain things away, and you go, yeah, if their third line beats us in a game, then okay, a salute. But for the Eagles, that against them is going to be Barkley, at least initially in this season. The problem is that you do have a guy like Hurts who almost feels disrespected that he's not the guy you're trying to take away, as he's got a little bit of that Jordan in him of making up things in his own head to motivate him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, you talk smack. The guy never talked and even mentioned you, but you put it in your own head that he did. So now you want to carve his heart out. Jalen Hurts has got a lot of that. And that's that winner attitude, right? A way to motivate yourself in week 7 when things start, kind of start to really settle in the season or something like that. So yeah, look, we know AJ Brown. He's bananas nuts Foster. This guy, he creates those things in his own head too. Sometimes even like against his teammates.
I don't think he's that nuts.
He's nuts, Harry.
Oh,
he's nuts
in a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
In a good way.
He'll create some drama
way.
and some disruption from time to time, but that's a receiver.
All right, here I got one for you. Dallas Goedert's numbers, okay, for the projections, the props. How many receiving yards and touchdowns do you think they have him set at?
AJ Brown?
No, Goddard.
Oh, Goddard.
Contract year Goddard.
Yards, I'm going to say they have him set at.
He had 496 last year.
I'm going to say
in only 10 games.
I'm going to say 850 and a half.
Okay.
And I'm going to say 6.5 touchdowns.
That would be a career high, by the way. 850.
Okay. Yeah.
830 is his career high.
All right. You want to know the number? Because this is concerning.
Oh, God.
575.5.
They think he's going to miss time.
3.5 touchdowns.
Goo.
Now, what are they saying there? They're going to say
4 is a career high.
I know, but they're saying that he's going to miss more games. Like if you look at it, he's only played 16 once in his career.
Yeah.
And I know they play 17 now, but back then they played 16.
Yeah, the 18.
Back in the day, yeah.
He had 10 games last year, 14 the year before, 12 the year before that.
Frankly, based on where the Eagles are this year, I'd be fine with him playing 13 or 14 games. I want him also fresh for the playoffs.
Right.
Like, I don't need him to play 17 games because I think you can get away with it.
Well, he certainly proved that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's proved that 3 years ago, too, when they made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah, this is potent. It's a potent offense, no question. But this is for instance, he bet on himself big time this year. I know he got $10 million guaranteed. He got that converted to guaranteed, but still, it's a $4 million pay cut.
Yeah.
He's taking a $4 million pay cut on money that he would have made anyway if he played this year with $10 million. He would have made at least the 14. But obviously, the Eagles wanted to restructure it. But he betted on himself, took a $4 million pay cut, and said, if I do have a healthy season in this offense, I'm at least going to have a career year, and I could go into free agency coming off a career year and maybe even another Super Bowl championship. I could go from possibly making $14 million, in this case 10, to maybe making 18 to 20 million and getting that George Kittle type money if he stays healthy this year.
Right. And
they win again.
He played 15 games back in 2021, and that's when he had 830 yards, which is his career high for a season. And only 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting number on Goddard. Last year, in the 10 games, he was targeted 52 times, so 5.2 targets per game. His receptions were 42, so one targeted reception that he didn't bring in a game.
Right.
That's an interesting number.
It is.
When you go to that his best year where he had the 830 in 2021, he was targeted 76 times. He had 56 catches. He's a guy that when he's targeted usually brings the ball in.
Yeah.
It's a high percentage.
Well, they're safer throws.
Yeah, they're short.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is that 52, so 5 targets a game, will that go to 6.5 targets a game this year? Because they're throwing the ball more, and he's the safety guy, the safety valve for Jalen Hurts. That's going to be the key thing with his yardage overs and unders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously games played.
Yeah, but we don't know, what Kevin Patullo is going to do. Maybe Kevin Patullo brings in more screen passes to the running backs as a part of this offense, which is something
Saquon.
They didn't really do a whole lot of.
They were
with
screen
Kellen
team
Moore
for years.
I know.
Under Andy.
And they still have a big athletic
Sean.
offensive line. I know, obviously Kelsey's not here, but that Juergens can play. Juergens can play that.
He can run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Every one of your guys that they bring in, once they figured out the key on offensive line and Stoutland and really put his mark on this team, is not only guys that can block, but guys that can get downfield and run. They've really been great at that.
I feel that's how I know it's always getting close to training camp. That's when we start talking screen game. Will the screen game come back? That's usually right around this time of year. Yeah,
Darren Sproles wheel routes.
Oh, love those.
They're fantastic. I love them. I would love to see more and more of those. All right, we're going to talk about a couple other receivers when we come back. This is Locked On Eagles Squad show on the Locked On Eagles YouTube channel. Just like that. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown. What I miss?
This guy just bringing up
those comments?
creamsicle jerseys.
They were wearing the creamsicle jerseys back then. Yeah,
that's way before they went to the new red and black.
Oh yeah.
Way before.
Yeah, I'm talking like 94.
Yeah, that was even before the Buccaneer ship.
Yes.
The end zone.
Look at it was at the old Sombrero.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been on that Buccaneer ship.
Have you?
That ship. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite sports things ever. Just real quick, we did Sunday Night Football game in Tampa. I think it was the Jeff Garcia Buccaneers, and it might have been Chris Collinsworth's first game on Sunday Night Football. He filled in for Madden on one game, and then after that game, the Rays played the Red Sox in the ALCS. Phillies were already in the World Series, waiting for the opponent. I was on that field
07
with a Phillies t-shirt on.
08.
08, and the Rays win, and people are yelling, see you in the World Series at me. I was just like, can't wait, bring it. But what was cool was after the football game, they put the baseball game on the screen on the Fanavision, and like half the stadium stayed and watched the game.
Awesome.
And I was like the only person there in a Phillies t-shirt, just watching the end of that game, waiting to see who the Phillies were going to play.
I did a couple USF Temple games down there, but I was I was never on the pirate ship though. I was on the field, but not on the pirate ship. I know.
Live a little, Harry.
Harry Donahue would throw it down to Harry Mays on the sideline. Let's go down to the sideline with Harry Mays and traffic and transit on the twos. I missed those broadcasts, Harry. You and Harry Donahue did a great job. You guys do Inside Golf together.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. You did a great job down there.
Yeah.
I still have a Harry Donahue autograph that someone gave me.
He's a broadcasting legend in Philadelphia, in my opinion.
Legend.
Totally agree.
And he's battling very hard, just like you, Jason.
Is he?
Oh, wow.
Tell him I'm thinking about him. Absolutely.
God bless him.
Yeah.
And in radio parlance, we say a guy's got pipes.
Yeah. Oh, he's got pipes.
Pipes.
Yes, sir.
Great pipes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, Devontae Smith. What do you think his over-under is?
On yards?
He had
1,100. 1,100.
He had 833 yards last year with 8 touchdowns, and you think it's 1,100?
How many games did he play last year?
He missed maybe, two, three
games, I think it was, right?
Yeah. 875.5.
Oh, I love
over.
I love the over here.
I'm all over the over. Yeah, right.
I love it. Yeah, it means it's the opposite. I mean, that's got to be an over, right?
You would
if
think.
He stays healthy.
You would think.
Yeah.
He had 68 catch. Boy, this is interesting. He and A.J. Brown almost had the same number of receptions.
Yeah.
Devontae at 68, A.J. 67.
They both played 13 games. They both played 13 games.
Okay,
and if Devontae had 69 receptions, we're talking about beating the Commanders all 3 times last year.
You're right.
Just saying is all. Just saying is all. I just wanted to be negative.
That's insane to me. They both played 13 games, and they're within 1 reception of each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really smart coaching.
Now, A.J. Brown. Over. Oh, you're going over 875.5. Okay.
Yeah, I'm slamming the over, Harry.
A.J.
I may
Brown.
move the line because I slam it so hard.
Jeez. A.J. Brown had a 1,000-yard season last year, 1,079 yards on 67 catches and 7 touchdowns. This year, what do you think the over for yards is for A.J.?
What was the number last year? 1,000?
1,079.
I think it's probably a little lower, 1,025.
I'm going to go 1,200.
1,125.
Wow.
Pots and pans.
Mm-hmm.
Again, does he play 15 games? Does he play 12 games? So hard. That's the X factor. And I would lean to the under on him because I think they're going to spread it more. If I'm going over with Goddard, I'm going over with Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
I got to go under somewhere.
Well, Brown missed 3 games due to injury all in a row, and then I think missed the last week because they sat everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, essentially he would have played 14.
He got hurt near the end of that Packers game in South America.
Yep.
And missed the Atlanta game, New Orleans, and Tampa Bay. And you think, I mean, their point production went from 34 points against Green Bay to just 21, 15, and 16 points the next 3 weeks without him. And one of those weeks they were without Devontae Smith, too.
Yeah.
They had neither of their 2 wide receivers.
Notice that when he came back, Harry, and had the string of games in a row until that last game of the year, what they did.
Yeah.
Like, he's an absolute beast.
I think he's the most essential non-quarterback player on the team for them.
More than Saquon.
Yeah, I do.
It's very interesting. I think he just brings an attitude too
Mm-hmm.
to the team. I love the guy.
Oh, I do too.
Is he? Where does he rank in Eagles history as a wide receiver? I mean, you got Mike Quick,
Harold Carmichael.
Yeah.
You including T.O.?
It's only 1 year, so it's not enough, and they didn't win.
Technically, 2 years.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And he led him, even though the second year he only played like 7 or 8 games, he still led him in receiving both years.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, who else?
And the first year he was also only played like 12 games, I think.
Yeah.
So 12 or 13. It's good. No, AJ's definitely up there. I'd say he's
Behind Harold Carmichael?
If you're going, but the thing is, 2 Super Bowl appearances, a Super Bowl championship. Harold Carmichael's already in the Hall of Fame.
Carmichael, he fits between Carmichael and Gigi, Greg Garrett. Remember him?
No.
Or what?
Are we including Tommy McDonald?
Yeah.
Tommy McDonald.
Is James Thrash in this conversation?
Absolutely, Glenn. Absolutely, Glenn.
What are you drinking there, Farzy?
I made an Americano. I got a 3. I got how many? This is my 3rd podcast today.
Oh,
So,
it is?
Yeah. So, and in between,
4
I took my daughter to. Yeah. Right.
So what is that, espresso? Is that what that is?
It's a watered down espresso.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not coffee. I'm not much of a coffee drinker. I'm an espresso drinker.
Okay.
There's a big distinction. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And the Americano is just like I want something to savor a little bit longer. That's all. That's all.
I got you.
Okay. Fine. You pulled. It's bourbon. Anyway. I like Pete Pihos in the comments here. That's pretty great.
Pete Pihos. There you go.
Well, Pete Pihos. He was a tight end, I think.
Yeah, on the 48 team.
Yeah, because oh God, this is good. Here's some knowledge. He was an offensive lineman, and they're like, hey, you can catch.
Yeah.
And they bumped him out to tight end, and he was like one of the first tight ends ever.
Oh, really?
The only reason I know that he was a tight end is because when I was at WIP, we did this fake, celebrated the teams, and Conklin recorded as like John Facenda and Merrill Reese, and we put together this fake like best of thing, and we went back and how it would have sounded, and Conklin did all the voices, and I produced it. I forget what it was. Best of the Nest is what it was called.
Okay.
But Mac now came up with to burn time at night when he was doing night.
Oh, dude, he was the king of that.
Oh yeah,
he
Movie
was
Club
so
for
good.
Men.
Oh. I got to give it up to my man. I'll tell you, he came up with some ideas when nothing was going on.
He knew how to do that.
Yep.
And how to get a free meal, Harry.
Oh.
Nobody got a free meal. So the burger challenge was all for him to go around town and eat for free.
Oh, exactly. Well, that's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's clever.
Yep.
Smart man.
No fool.
No,
like Cinderella once sang, nobody's fool.
Oh.
Nobody's from Springfield, Delaware County.
Yeah,
Harry.
I know.
Tommy Keeper.
Let's get a couple comments in here. E-Money just says, go Birds. Jerry Von Skyver, he threw out the Craig Erickson, Steve Walsh earlier. You guys hit that. Oh, but Jahan Dotson has to eat, Harry.
Oh, well,
Let's not forget about that.
I couldn't find an over-under prop for him.
He gets an appetizer. He gets like not even a legit like cheesesteak egg roll appetizer.
Yeah.
He gets like the bread and oil.
Yeah. That's
like it's not substantial.
No. Not even
maybe
a
he's an edamame appetizer.
Edamame.
Oh,
wow.
I've seen that edamame.
There you go.
Overrated thing
on that.
ever.
Wow.
Don't waste my time. Thank you very much. What was it? Oh, there's one more thing. You mentioned Jalen Hurts' attitude and all that stuff like Michael Jordan. Let's not forget he was partying with Michael Jordan in Greece. Fellas, this is his off season. Married, officially official.
Got married twice, didn't he?
Got married. He had like,
two weddings.
Yeah, he did like
so nice. I did it twice.
Well, some say that's some people interpret that as breaking the golden rule. Don't marry the same woman twice. But he did in a different way. Right. He had the big wedding, and then I think he had the party wedding. I guess, right. The destination, I think, and then the party. Yeah, and then he also wrote a children's book.
Right.
Well, I see two weddings and I see two bills.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't have to worry
a problem
about
there.
It. No.
Yeah, he's doing okay, I believe, in that category. You know what I mean? Hey, on a serious note, I want to shout out someone that I did a couple of events with and was on the Eagles' first Super Bowl roster. He was a great special teamer. Brian Brayman passed away. Adam Shepard put the story out. Yeah, he put the story out earlier this morning. And look, I'm not going to pretend I was best friends with the guy or anything, but I did a couple events with him, and he was just the athlete that you want at an event. He was that. He took the extra time for people, take that extra picture, was never impatient when people didn't have their phone ready or something like that. Just one of the nicest guys. And I didn't even remember putting this out, but I was on the field when the Eagles won the Super Bowl in Minnesota, and I was just running around shooting whatever I could shoot. And I captured this really great moment between Brian Brayman and Howie Roseman. And somebody retweeted it recently. I forgot I even tweeted it out. I thought I just still had it on my phone, but it's out there in the Twitterverse, the Xverse, whatever. If you want to see it, it's a really beautiful moment between Howie Roseman. Yeah, maybe I'll kick it out
again.
Tag
this so we can all put that out. That's
sure.
But it
was a really cool moment.
He had a rare form of cancer.
Oh, Jesus.
And
goddamn
he's
cancer.
only in his 30s.
Yeah,
It's
goddamn cancer. I'm so
but just down to earth guy, West Coast guy, Washington State, I believe, and just a really good guy. So I was really starting to see that news. I know a lot of Eagles people over the last 2 weeks were tweeting to him or messaging him, and I think there was a GoFundMe set up for him as well. So all the love and respect out there is for Brian Brayman, obviously.
Yeah, he's from Spokane, Washington.
Yeah.
And went to small colleges. Like he went to the University of Idaho, Long Beach Community College, and West Texas A&M, and made it to the league.
Guy worked his way there.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. God bless. We appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Locked On Eagles. Louie DiBiase has you covered each and every day for your Locked On Eagles content right here on the Locked On Eagles channel. Also, Harry and Jason have you covered for your Locked On Eagles postcasts. And then we got
preseason games too, by the way.
You know what? Has not been determined, Harry.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back on the old channel because we used to do things on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel.
Right.
And I'll see if I can find a postcast I did for Eagles preseason last.
So that channel that channel went by the boards?
It's just that we're leaving it to rot. Basically,
in the ether, Harry, they call that.
Gotcha.
It's some great content, let me tell you. But I'll look that up, and then I'll get back to you guys.
All right,
about that one. That's Harry Mays. That's Jason Martinez. Preseason games under the influence is okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's okay with Locked On, but that's the only way I can watch a preseason.
And under the influence preseason special.
Exactly. Yeah. Jesus.
That's great.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll be back with you guys with one of these shows on Tuesday. Like and subscribe.
When they start camp, they report.
Yes, of course. Next time we do this, camp will begin.
Yeah.
And now I'll hit the thing.
And nothing will still be happening.